Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes testing new makeup. I am finally getting caught up on testing out all of the products that I have in my arsenal that I have not tried yet, with the exception of eyeshadow palette. So I do want to do a special eyeshadow palette video. I'm not sure how I'm going to lay that out, but stay tuned, it's coming. But today we're actually testing out 9 new makeup products. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. I will link all 9 of the new makeup products that we test out today down below for you if you're interested in picking them up for yourself, as well as my favorite beauty subscription boxes, all of the other makeup that I'm wearing today if you would like to shop the completed look. So let's talk about the 9 products we're testing out today, then I'll zoom you in, we'll get started. So most of these products came in my Ice Cream Beauty box subscription, with the exception of this palette. I'm actually not sure where I got this palette from, but this is the Base Blue Cosmetic. Let me pop my glasses on for this portion of today's video. Okay, this is the Artistic Eyeshadow Palette from Base Blue Cosmetics. Now, I've used Base Blue in the past, not an eyeshadow formula that I love. I thought their shimmers were pretty awful, not gonna lie. However, I do wanna test this palette out with you guys today because I have some multi-chromes that we can use. So we'll probably stick mainly with the mattes in this palette, but this palette is meant to be kind of a piece of artwork. It's a very neutral palette. I find it honestly kind of on the creepy side. I don't love it, but we are gonna use the Base Blue palette for the mattes today. And I will swatch it for you when we go to apply it. And then like I mentioned, I got 2 multi-chrome palettes in my box from Charmacy. Now these are just all special shades. So I thought that we could try out a few of the special shades from each of the little palettes. It's palette number 1 and palette number 2. That's the name of them. So here is palette number 1. And like I said, they're all special shades. They're all multi-chrome shades. That yellow definitely is speaking to me. And then this is number 2. So it's also got a yellow and a few more shades that are more on the neutral side. So we'll kind of see what we end up with today, but we're definitely going to use those as our shimmers. I also have a brush from, I can't even remember what brand this brush is from. I think it might be from Base Blue Cosmetics as well, but I'm going to use this. It is from Base Blue. I am going to use this to apply my blush, and it does come with this cute little diamond holder, which is actually kind of fun for travel. It just keeps your brush clean and sanitary. And for blush, we're gonna use the Ofra blush in Candy Apple. So this is just a really pretty kind of corally pink blush. I think it's going to be a good neutral option for whatever eye look we do today. I also have a multi-chrome gel liner from Illuminati Cosmetics, and this is kind of a silvery blue liner. Somehow we'll incorporate that maybe in our waterline. For mascara, I have a mascara from the brand Lash Scents, and this came in my Ipsy box. Yes, my Ipsy box. And I've never tried this brand before. I've heard of it, and I thought they only made lash serum, but apparently they make mascara, and in the mascara is a lash serum. So we're gonna try that out. And then I've got 2 lip products. The first one is from Rachel Couture, and it is a lip duo. It's a clear lip gloss and kind of a mocha colored lip gloss, which I like this idea of having a clear on one end and a color on the other. And then I also wanna try this out. We'll probably put this on first and let it sit on the lips while we do our eye look, and then we'll swap out to the Rachel Couture. But this is the Naked Sundays Glow and Go Lip Oil SPF 50 in the shade Watermelon. So I think that's what we'll do, is we'll put this on first. And this also came, and this I believe came in my Ipsy as well, or maybe it was Trend Mood. I don't know. I've done a lot of boxes and been stacking up the new makeup releases and then stacking up all the new makeup to try out with you. But here is what it looks like. It's kind of a fun pink shade. So let's actually go ahead and put this on now. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. It literally smells like Jolly Rancher watermelon. Oh my. Okay, that's incredible. This doe foot is on the flimsy side. Can you see that? It's kind of on the flimsy side. I don't love that. I do love the smell. and it kind of gave me just a slight wash of pink. It feels really good. It's not sticky. Let's leave it on today. I also appreciate very much that there's SPF 50 in here. Let me go ahead and zoom you in. Let's get started. So I've done all of my base makeup except for powder blush because I want to try out the base blue brush with you as well as the Ofra Candy Apple blush. Let me go ahead and swatch this blush. Ooh, that is really pretty. So there's the Ofra blush. That's gorgeous. Like I said, she's kind of just a pinky coral blush. I do actually really like Ofra Cosmetics blush and highlighter. The rest of the line is not my favorite, but I do very much enjoy their blush and highlighter. So picking that up on this base blue brush, this is nice. It's pretty dense, so it's really getting in there, picking up the color, and then I'm gonna tap that on. Ooh, okay, that's gorgeous. Okay, that is really pretty. Definitely pigmented, it's buildable, kind of what I expect from Ofra. Like I said, I really like their blush and highlighter, especially their highlighter. Their highlighter is honestly one of my favorite formulas. And this blush color is really pretty, not one that I have in my collection. And the base blue brush, it worked really well to just pack that in. Like I said, it is a little bit denser brush, so it might be really good for cream products as well, but it works beautifully for powder. Speaking of highlighter, let's use the Ofra All the Lights. We had this, I used this in a previous testing new makeup, and I like it because it's got a wide variety of shades. I just kind of like to swirl my brush and buff that on the cheek. That's gorgeous. Like I said, the Ofra highlighter and Ofra blush are so beautiful. And that was the Ofra All the Lights highlighter. Let me go ahead and set my face with, what am I using? The NYX Bear With Me setting spray. It's actually almost gone. I always like to set my powder products in place. I feel like they just melt into my skin. So my eyes are primed and ready for shadow. As always, I used my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. Let me go ahead and swatch this palette. I really don't know how I feel about it. So I just swatched that base blue palette, and they look like they're all like a satiny shimmer. They're not shimmery by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not mattes. I feel like they're kind of a mix between the both. So we're actually gonna end up doing mainly a shimmer forward look, but I am still going to use the base blue palette as my mattes. I will say that they did swatch pretty nicely. We don't have any shade names, so I'm going to just pick up the deeper brown on the cheek of her face, and I'm going to buff that into my crease and a little bit above my crease. That's going to serve as that transition shade and also add a little bit of depth to my crease. This is actually going on nicely. It's pigmented, it's buildable, it's blending out nicely. It's definitely it's definitely not a matte, but it's not a shimmer. I feel like it's kind of a mix between the both. Maybe it was intended to be a shimmer, but it's not really shimmery. And I definitely wouldn't use this as my sole shimmer in my look. For me, it's definitely serving better as a matte. And then I'm going to pick up this kind of deeper shade. I guess it's like a navy blue. And I'm going to kind of tap that in the outer portion of my eye just to add a little bit of depth. That's really pretty too. And honestly, I'm quite impressed with how pigmented these are. And I feel like they're applying nicely. They're blendable, they're buildable. I don't hate it. And then lastly, I'm going into the yellowy shade, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of blend and diffuse. I don't hate it. It's not the most pigmented, beautiful shadows in the world, but it's not as bad as I was expecting. I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be very good. And it's definitely better than I thought that it was. But I don't want to use, like I said, those as shimmers. To me, they're more of a matte with some shimmer. I do want to test out the multi-chrome palettes from Charmacy. So I'm going to do my NYX glitter glue as always. Pop a little bit of that on my lids. And then I'm going to do some finger application and brush application so we can test out both methods. So I think I'm going to start with this shade here. It's kind of a yellowy gold. Oh, that's really pretty. It even has a little bit of a green kind of shift to her. And I'm going to place this on my lid everywhere except for the very, very inner portion. Ooh, that's really pretty. Dang, that's pretty. Wow, wow. Wow, that is gorgeous. It has a little bit of a green base to it, but then it also has a little shifty of maybe a blue, and it's pulling in that blue that I put in the outer corner. It is really, really beautiful. I really, really like that shade. And then going into palette number 1, I want to use the yellow. This really pretty yellow. That is gorgeous. Look at her. Wow, she's pretty. And I'm going to apply that one with a brush. Finger application worked amazing. Ooh, that's really pretty. Can you see that it has a little bit of a pop of blue, even more so than that first shimmer shade? That is gorgeous, dang. Going back into palette number 2, I want to use this kind of minty green in the middle. Let me show you, oh yeah, that's pretty. Can you see that? It's got like a shift from blue to green. And picking that up with a brush, I'm gonna pop that in my inner corner. Oh yeah. Okay, Charmacy. That looks so good. I wanted to use that shade because I want to pull in a little bit more blue since we have that multi-chrome kind of bluish silver liner. And then back into the base blue cosmetics palette, I'm going to go back into the brown that we used as our transition and just kind of buff that on my lower lash line. And then also into this very corner, which has a blue in it, like very, very, very corner of the palette, and then buff that on top. That'll darken it and also add a pop of blue. With my big fluffy brush and no added shadow, I'm just going to give everything just a final blend. Now let's test out this multi-chrome liner from the brand Illuminati. And like I said, it's kind of a silvery blue liner. I think it's going to be beautiful in the waterline. So there's a smudger brush on one end, which I appreciate. The liner on the other. Let me swatch it for you. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It is definitely a silvery blue. Ooh, I really like her though. That's gonna be gorgeous. So let me go ahead and pop her in the waterline. I'm not getting much from it in the waterline. Yeah, dang. It's not really performing in the waterline at all. Oh, there we go. It just took her a minute. There we go. Now that I got it to actually put a little bit of color in the waterline, that is really, really beautiful. Let me go ahead and do some liner and I'll be back and we'll test out the Lash Sense mascara. So I ended up doing just a little bit of navy liner and smudged it out with the end of that multi-chrome liner. Beautiful. I actually really like that in the waterline. It's lightening and it's adding a little bit of lightness to my waterline, which I really like. So here is what the mascara wand looks like. I actually like a more fluffy wand, so I'm anxious to try this out. And like I said, it's supposed to have lash lengthening properties. There's one coat with the mascara. It applied really, really nicely. I feel like it gave me a little bit of length to my lashes compared to this side. Let me do a coat on this side and we'll go in with a second coat and see if we can get a little bit more fullness and darkness along with the length. So here's one coat of the mascara. So far, so good. Okay, let's do a second coat and see what we get. So there's 2 coats on that eye and 1 coat on that eye. So there's 2 coats of the mascara. I'll give you some final thoughts on at the end, but let me go ahead and wipe off the slip oil. First of all, I really, really like it. It's definitely sunk into my lips a little bit now. So I would say that the longevity maybe isn't the longest. Like I feel like I need to reapply it, but it feels really nice. My lips feel nice and soft. But we want to test out the Rachel Couture lip gloss duo. One end again is a brown tinted lip gloss. One is a clear. So let's do the clear first and then we can wipe that off. I just want to see what it feels like, looks like on the lips, and then we'll finish out with the brown tinted gloss for today's look. So let's try out the clear. It doesn't have any scent. This doe foot is definitely a lot stiffer, which I like. That feels good. That feels really good. You can see that it's not sticky at all. It feels very soft and silky on my lips. So if you want just a clear gloss, just something on your lips but better, I really like it. I mean, it's a clear gloss, but it feels good. So let me wipe that off. And let's try out the brown one. Again, no scent. Ooh. I really like the color of this. This is a gorgeous color. And then you could diffuse it out by popping the clear on top. Again, the same nice silky feeling formula on the lips, not sticky at all. I really like it. It feels really nice. This feels This feels very hydrating and silky smooth on the lips, and I really, really love this brown shade. Dang, I really like this brown shade. Let me go ahead and pop my hair in a ponytail. Today is a do stuff around the house day. I just came home from the gym. I'm gonna stay in my workout clothes, but I'm gonna pop my hair in a ponytail and I'll be back and we'll talk about this testing new makeup. So let's go over some final thoughts on this testing new makeup. Let's first talk about the Naked Sundays SPF 50 Lip Oil. The smell of this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't love the doe foot. I wish it was definitely a little bit more dense. It would be easier to apply. And like I said, I don't know how long the longevity is. I felt like it had really sunk into my lips by the time I completed today's makeup look. So overall, I like this. I love that there's SPF in it. Love the scent of it. I think it's going to be perfect for summer. And then the base blue eyeshadow palette actually was better than I expected. However, I don't see myself reaching for this. It is very, very neutral. And if I'm going to reach for a neutral palette, it's going to be from a brand I really like, particularly an indie brand. And because these aren't a true matte and they're not a true shimmer, they really don't have a place, in my opinion. Now, looking at my eye look, they look like mattes. However, you can see a little bit of glow to them. You can see a little bit of shimmer to them, and also that blue, or this dark shade that I put in my outer corner, most of that has kind of faded away already. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Is it going to stay in my collection? Probably not. Once I do my ranking for the year, this will probably be decluttered. Now on the flip side, the Charmacy little multi-chrome palettes are amazing. My shimmers, every single one of them on my lids are gorgeous. I really, really like these. I actually like Charmacy as a brand a lot, and these would be the perfect shimmer multi-chrome palettes to take traveling. If you don't want to risk taking a big palette and having something happen to it, these would be perfect. They have a nice hard plastic, nice quality plastic component. I really, really, really like these, and I cannot wait to play with more of the shades. Now the base blue brush with the little holder, I actually like this. I thought that it worked really good to just pack on blush. It wasn't too dense, but it is a little bit more on the dense side. This is amazing for travel, especially if you're just taking one quick brush with you. You can pop it in a little container, throw it in your suitcase. I like the component of this. I like how soft it is. Honestly, this is better than this, in my opinion. Now the Ofra blush in Candy Apple, love. I really like this color. It's neutral enough that I could wear it with pretty much any eye look. I really, really like it. And the formula is really nice. Pigmented, buildable. Yes. The multi-chrome liner from Illuminati, it is so pretty in my waterline. It definitely adds a brightness. Now, it took a moment for her to start working, but once I got it to deliver some pigment, I think it's really pretty. You can also use this as a regular liner too if you want to have a little bit more shimmery look. Illuminati, I really like the brand. I really like the Illuminati brand. Their lip products are amazing, but this was a win. I like it, and I can see myself reaching for this for my waterline. The Lash Sense mascara, it's okay. It's okay. It definitely gave me length to my lashes. Where I feel like it lacks, number one is volume. It didn't give me any volume to my lashes. It just took the lashes I had and added mascara and made them look a little bit longer. And that's the same for like darkness with the mascara. I didn't think it really delivered. If you're only looking for a mascara for volume, you'd probably really like this. But for me, I have drugstore mascaras I like so much better, especially the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. That mascara is one of my very favorites, and it's like $6. I don't know how much this is, but yeah, I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I will use it, but I feel like I'm going to have to do at least 3 coats to really get what I want out of the mascara. And last but not least is the Rachel Couture Lip Duo. Now, I was sent a Rachel Couture eyeshadow palette in the past, and it was horrible. This, I like. This, I really, really love. This has been on my lips for a while. It hasn't budged. It's still there. I have pigmentation. I have silkiness. I love this. And I can see myself throwing this in my purse for a clear gloss and a color gloss in one. This was a pleasant surprise. So that is a wrap on this testing new makeup. Overall, you guys, it was really, really good. The base blue palette, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't my favorite. Same with the mascara, but everything else was really, really good. There were a couple of pleasant surprises like the Rachel Couture lip gloss. Like I said, I'll link all of the products we tested out today down below for you if you're interested in picking any of them up. Let me know what you think of my look, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.